Sandell's man now charged in a foiled plot to kidnap Michigan's governor. His alleged involvement in that incident.
Frost and freezing conditions threaten the growing season by Friday morning.
Another daily record of COVID-19 cases in Wisconsin. As the surge continues, DHS says it's only going to get worse before it gets better.
Live from the WMTV studios, your news authority. NBC15 News at 5 starts now.
Wisconsin is in crisis, and we need to take this seriously.
That plea made by DHS Secretary-designee Andrea Palm just this afternoon as she announced another record in daily cases. NBC15's Lee Mills is live in our newsroom tonight. And Lee, we're looking at more than 3,000 new cases just for today.
Today, our new total of confirmed cases in the state jumped to 162,325. There have been another 17 deaths since yesterday's totals were released. We've also learned that there have not been any patients admitted to the alternate care facility at State Fair Park outside of Milwaukee yet. But DHS is concerned about what the coming months will look like as the numbers have quadrupled in the last 6 weeks. Hospitalizations and deaths are a lagging indicator, and it's why Secretary-designee Palm says it will get worse before it gets better.
We need to do all that we can right now to break that transmission, to stop the spread, but it will take time before we see the fruits of that labor in reduced hospitalizations and reduced community spread. But now is the time so that we don't get to a place where our hospitals and our staffing shortages are worse than they are right now.
She says that's why we need the alternate care facility, because DHS is anticipating it will take a couple of weeks or more to get to a place where we are seeing a decline in hospitalizations. That means they are still asking everyone to wear a mask, limit contact with people outside of your household, and practice social distancing. What's fueling the surge in cases? Tonight on NBC15 News at 6, a look at the impact both large and small gatherings are having in Wisconsin and why you may want to rethink that Packers watch party or that happy hour drink with a friend. Live in the newsroom, Lee Mills, NBC15 News.
All right, let's take a step back in time a bit just to see how we got where we are. This shows the number of new cases reported every day since August 1st. You see that at that side of the chart. All right, you see that upward trend here. Look what happens as we move forward. Here is now daily reported deaths. And as you see there, the spikes that you can see throughout August and September, the numbers were pretty steady, but then they top out around 17 a day there. But just over the past few weeks, see how that trend is climbing. Well, this shows the percentage of tests that are coming back positive. The chart here, the graph that you can see the viewing area is pretty comparable to the statewide snapshot, around 25%. But back in August, that number was much lower. It was more like a 5%. So you can see how that has also changed.
Public Health Madison-Dane County directors also warned of rising cases, saying that people ages 23 to 39 make up most of the cases in the county.
A week ago, I was here before you and was able to indicate at that time we were going down. Our trend line was going down. Unfortunately, in the past week, we have seen our cases increasing.
As of today, 66 people have been hospitalized for COVID-19. That's a decrease from 79 just 2 days ago. PHMDC also said people with COVID-19 might have positive test results for weeks after they recover, but are not contagious.
A Wisconsin Dells man is now the latest to be arrested in an alleged coup against Michigan's governor, Gretchen Whitmer. Michigan's Attorney General accuses 51-year-old Brian Higgins of taking part in plans to kidnap Whitmer from her vacation home. Higgins is one of 8 people facing charges in Michigan connected to the plot. Another 6 people are facing federal charges.
The Sauk County Sheriff's Office is still searching for the person who killed a 24-year-old man at Devils Lake State Park just yesterday. The suspect is described as roughly a 6-foot-tall man wearing a dark head or face covering. He was last seen heading west on the Grottoes Trail at the park. That's where the victim's body was discovered. The name of the person killed has not been released. An autopsy is scheduled for tonight. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Sauk County Sheriff's Office. That number right there on your screen.
It is a first alert day at NBC 15 as we head into Friday morning. Meteorologist Brian Dukes joins us now with the chilly details on that first alert.
Yeah, John, we've been talking about this for several days now. A widespread frost and killing freeze is likely for all of southern Wisconsin tonight, prompting the freeze warning. Temperatures upper 20s to low 30s. Looks like the time frame after midnight through about sunrise tomorrow morning. The reason we are in an alert day is because the growing season, believe it or not, it's still ongoing for all of southern Wisconsin. I think that will come to an end tonight, and then we won't worry about the frost and freezing conditions until sometime next spring when things kind of come back to life. So if you are still hanging on to some of those tomatoes, those pepper plants, maybe you have some of those potted plants outside, you're going to want to bring them inside because this is not our only chance of frost and freezing conditions over the next couple of days. We really have a chance for almost the next week in its entirety, a sure sign that we are heading into the cooler fall time season. Frost and freeze chances and snow chances. Yeah, a lot to talk about. We'll break that down coming up for you in your full first alert forecast.
For a few weeks now, we've been talking to different small businesses in our area about their experiences during the pandemic. NBC 15's Aaron Sullivan went to Janesville to get a pulse on how businesses there are managing as we near winter.
According to the Wisconsin Small Business Review Board, about 20 to 30% of small businesses in the state will not make it through the pandemic. Now, here in Janesville at Rock County Brewing, they've been fortunate to stay open during all of this, but that doesn't mean it's been easy. They've had to adjust their operations a lot.
We have adapted. We've moved towards some packaging. We have a bigger outdoor seating area, which unfortunately is coming to a close now that the fall is setting in. But yeah, it's just it's been a lot of trial and error to figure out how to continue.
Rock County Brewing is one of 500 businesses that's a part of Forward Janesville, the local chamber of commerce here. They're worried about what next year could bring for these businesses.
It ripples through the economy. When a business closes, people lose their jobs. Real estate demand is weak in certain sectors. Lots more space on the market. It depresses the lease rates, and it has an impact on the tax base.
And with winter just around the corner, there's concern of how they'll adjust to operate during this new season. But Beckert encourages people when they're doing their holiday shopping to think about these small businesses first. In Janesville, Aaron Sullivan, NBC 15 News.
Throughout October, we're committing to sharing ways that you can support small businesses across the viewing area. You can show your support by shopping with them or making a donation to supportoursmallbusinesses.com.
Rockhound Brewing Company in Madison is the latest business to announce it will close its doors amid the COVID-19 pandemic. The owner and brewmaster there said after more than 4 years of being open, there is no logical path forward. They'll be winding down full service with final closing of the kitchen November 15th. After that, they'll be open for limited hours.
Wisconsin's unemployment rate dropped to 5.4% in September, down from 6.3% in August. That's about 2 percentage points less than the national unemployment rate, but still much higher than September of 2019. The DWD estimates our state added about 13,700 jobs last month. Nationwide, first-time unemployment claims are up. Almost 900,000 people filed for benefits last week.
With the presidential debate called off, a special programming note for you now. Tonight, NBC News will air a town hall with President Trump from Miami. Today's show anchor, Savannah Guthrie, will moderate the conversation between the president and Florida voters. At the same time, Democratic nominee Joe Biden will take part in a town hall on ABC. That is moderated by George Stephanopoulos, this one in Philadelphia. The event will also be starting at 7 tonight.
The chairman of NBCU News Group released this statement in response to the event being at the same time as the Biden town hall on ABC. It says in part, quote, "Our decision is motivated only by fairness, not business considerations. We aired a town hall with Vice President Biden on October 5th at 8 p.m. If we were to move our town hall with President Trump to a later time slot, we would be violating our commitment to offer both campaigns access to the same audience and the same forum." A new presidential poll reveals that Joe Biden maintains an 11-point lead nationally over President Trump going into the final 3 weeks of the campaign. That's according to the latest NBC News Wall Street Journal poll conducted after President Trump's release from the hospital. Joe Biden is ahead of President Trump 53% to 42% among registered voters. Now that is down from Biden's 14-point lead after the first presidential debate.
Well, there's more news ahead for you tonight at 5. After long days of Supreme Court nominee hearings, the GOP has pushed